My Malkins moments. I have some great Malkins moments for you. The Washington Capitals' Alex Ovechkin scored goal number 767. He passed Jaromir Jagr for third on the NHL's all-time career goals scored list. He scored it, funny enough, against the New York Islanders, a game that the Washington Capitals won in a shootout 4-3. In fact, his former coach, Barry Trotz, when the Capitals won the Stanley Cup in 2018, is now the head coach for the Islanders. So it's funny that he surpassed Jaeger's mark against Coach Trotz. This was the 37th goal of the season for Ovechkin. He's currently fifth in the NHL for the most goals scored. I think the most is 45 this year, so he's not that far off behind the lead. He's 36 years old. He's now scored the most goals by any European player ever. And he's done it, get this, in 1,256 career games. So now he only trails Wayne Gretzky's all-time mark of 894 goals. But again, he achieved that mark in 1,487 games. He's only 120, so he's only 127 goals behind. Still a daunting task, no doubt, but he may be able to pass that. And then next up is Gordie Howe's 801 career goals, which he amassed in 1,767 games played. So right now, Ovechkin, he's got an opportunity to close in further on both those guys. Perhaps in the next 2 years, he can pass Gordie Howe. Maybe next year, potentially, if he continues to play. And with Wayne Gretzky, who knows? Who knows? In college basketball, Tom Izzo set the record for the most career wins with one Big Ten school. He has won 663 Big Ten Conference games this year. He passed the legendary Indiana coach Bobby Knight for that mark. Obviously, Tom Izzo has been around for a long time, over 2 decades, obviously, with the Spartans program. They're in the tournament as the 7th seed. They got actually a really difficult first-round matchup against Davidson. Can't wait to see that one. Steph Curry's alma mater. But Tom Izzo, congratulations to him. Justified, well-deserved. He's a harsh coach, but he's a good coach. And it is reflected in that mark and in that record. For Michigan, the football program, they hired the first female assistant. In fact, Mimi Milan Bolden Morris will be the first female graduate assistant to work for a Power 5 football program. She's going to be working as an assistant coach with the quarterbacks. Here's the interesting thing about her. She was a former college basketball player. Played a couple years with Boston College, then played for the Georgetown Hoyas, and now joining the Maize and Blue to be an assistant coach of the football team. So good for her, good for Jim Harbaugh and the program for hiring her. Shout out to Greg Popovich for passing Don Nelson for the most regular season wins in NBA history. He's won the most regular season games now for any coach in NBA history. Greg Popovich with the San Antonio Spurs. Shout out to him. Major accomplishment. Obviously well respected. And finally, a couple breakout performances. Kyrie Irving and Karl Anthony Towns each scored 60 points on back-to-back games. Kyrie Irving scored 60 points last night in a 150-108 thrashing of the Orlando Magic. And listen, in a lot of ways, this is what makes Kyrie Irving's situation that much more painful for me, is because we all know how talented he is. But because of his refusal to get vaccinated, we just don't see him play in any of the home games. He's limited to just playing in the road games. But we know how spectacular of a talent that he is. And this is why the Nets, if he's able to play and if they're healthy with KD, are going to be so formidable. We obviously saw them blow out the 76ers. They're currently a really hot team. They've won 4 straight games. And again, when he's on like this, he's a showstopper. You walk through the turnstiles to see a guy like that. He's absolutely spectacular. And he and KD together, listen, it's a daunting duo. The question is whether he'll be allowed to play. That's the question. And on the flip side, you've got Karl Anthony Towns, who dropped 60 points against the San Antonio Spurs in a 149-139 victory. He set a franchise record. Obviously, Kyrie Irving set a Nets franchise record as well, but both of them set an NBA season high for 60 points, both New Jersey kids as well. So tremendous, tremendous performances from them. So that'll do it for me on this Wednesday. Again, appreciate you sticking with me on Morning Joe right here every single Monday and Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 11 Central, and 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube page, Morning Joe, J-O, with Jonah Malkin on YouTube. Twitter, you can follow me at Jonah_Malkin or at morning_Joe_JMalk97 on Instagram, and Jonah Malkin on TikTok. So as always, have a lovely rest of your morning.